just like he froze on the spot. He looked at me like he wanted to kill me. Like, who the fuck is this guy? And
Oh my God.
I blocked. I didn't say.
Hello, everyone. Welcome back to another episode of Korea Unfiltered. Y'all, it's been a lot of girls on this channel, and I thought we should change it up for once and have a guy here. And we have somebody who, when he walked in, I was like, you a rock star? You look like you do music. You know, it's that type of vibe. You guys will see what I mean. But today we're going to get to listen to a love story. You guys know I'm a sucker for love. I still believe in love, even though there's so many heathens in these streets, and some of us are still not married. Damn it. But anyways, guys, introducing today's guest, Axel. Woo!
Hey, what's up?
He looks like a rock star. Do you
Thank
do music by any chance?
No.
Okay, because when you walked in, I was like, what does he do?
No, I'm actually a freelancer.
Okay.
Like right now, I'm
Yeah.
working with a company that does trading.
Uh-huh.
I don't know if you
So
know what.
different.
Yeah.
Very different. Uh-huh.
Yeah, this is just like my vibe.
Your stuff.
You know what I mean?
It's just like
Yeah.
what you like.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay. Now you made me feel really bad for
It's okay.
assuming that you're.
I love the question though. I love
It's
looking like a
different.
rock star. You know?
Yeah, it's so different. I feel like people. Do you get that a lot? Are
Yeah,
people like?
kind of. Yeah.
I feel like you play in a band in Itaewon somewhere.
Oh, I wish. I wish. I never had the patience to learn how to play.
Listen, lip syncing is a thing. You just gotta lip sync your whole life through.
I mean, I love singing
Yeah.
and like.
Oh, do you?
Yeah, I wouldn't say that I'm a good singer.
Oh.
But I can sing.
You
in
can
tone.
try.
Yeah, you know.
At least you can, catch the rhythm.
Yeah,
You know.
yeah.
Some people can't.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, and I have zero shame, so I just go like try to put on a good show whenever I
Listen.
go to Norebang or.
I was just about to say karaoke with you must be so fun.
Oh yeah.
Because you just don't care. You're just like,
Definitely,
it is what it is. And
yeah.
Korea is the capital of karaoke. So I know you're having a lot of
Yeah,
fun here.
yeah.
But would you like to introduce yourself?
Yeah, for sure. So, hello everyone. I don't know if you have any Korean viewers. 여러분 안녕하세요.
So cute.
My name is Axel. I'm 35 years old and I'm from Barcelona. I'm Spanish. Yeah, as I said, I'm a freelancer. Right now I'm doing kind of like a little bit of everything in the company because
Yeah.
it's kind of like a startup.
Oh, okay.
But
okay.
my main job would be, let's say, customer support. I've also studied a little bit of programming and I'm heading into cybersecurity.
Cybersecurity.
Yeah.
We need a lot of that these
Yeah,
days.
definitely.
Yeah, the world needs a lot of cybersecurity.
Yeah, that's why I'm
Yeah.
focusing on that
That's a
field.
great path
Yeah.
to go to, I feel like.
I think so as
Do
well.
you like what you're doing right now?
Not really.
Oh, well then.
I hate my customers. Like I've
Oh,
been doing
no.
quite a lot of customer support for
Yeah.
the last 10 years or
Yeah,
so.
yeah.
And like I'm done with it, you know.
I worked customer service once in my life, and it's a lot.
Yeah.
Do you believe in the customer is always right?
No. No. Why would they
Nobody
be
who's
right?
done customer service believes it.
Yeah, most of the time. And I'm sorry if any of you have been my customer because like
Yeah.
they have my little profile picture so they can't see my face.
Yeah.
Most of the time they are just stupid, you know? And
Yeah.
like I'm really sorry because some people like maybe they just don't understand or like but a lot of them are really assholes and like that's what I'm done with.
Yeah.
You know? Just like having to say, yeah, you're right, I'm sorry all the time. And
Even when you're in the right and they're in the wrong, you still
Yeah.
have to act like they're in the right
Yeah,
and you're in the wrong. It's
exactly. Like in this company, they signed a contract where all the terms and conditions of the service are
Written
very
out.
detailed. And
Yeah,
whenever
listen.
I refer to the contract, they are like, oh, but
Nobody reads that.
yeah, but the thing is, like, we are all grown up, right?
Facts. I mean, that's very
supposedly.
true.
So-
Mind, maybe not. But body, yes, we're adults.
Yeah, that's the thing. And in my job, I don't have like any 15-year-olds, at least like when it comes to their IDs.
Yeah.
So it's like, dude, you signed a contract. There's the terms and
should know,
conditions.
yeah.
You should have read them. So like, I'm sorry, but it is what it is.
Can't do anything about it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I can't. I did customer service and I was like, never again.
Yeah.
Just keeping everybody happy is just not.
Yeah.
That's
yeah.
a job.
Yeah, because as well, I have like my boss
That you have to
telling me
keep
all the
happy, yeah.
time, oh, you should be more empathetic towards customers. It's
People who work in customer service, I feel for you guys.
yeah,
I really
definitely.
feel for
That's
you
why I'm
guys.
trying to change paths. You know?
Cybersecurity it is, guys.
Yeah,
He's
exactly.
trying to move to cybersecurity.
Yeah, exactly, to
Something
protect
very
you
important.
all.
Yes, please. Our
Yeah.
phones are listening to us, so
Yeah.
please protect us.
Mhm.
But
I'll try my best.
what made you come to Korea?
How
How did you get here?
It all started with me like 2016, I would say.
It's almost 10 years ago.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I was watching one of those React YouTube channels where they react to some different videos and stuff.
Yeah.
And the episode that I watched that day was like K-pop stuff, right? And it was BTS.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, and I watched that episode. I watched the Fire MV
Which one is that?
music video.
Their
Bultarone.
song.
Yeah, the music
Yeah.
video. And I was amazed by the production value because I love music.
Yeah.
I've loved it my whole life, and I also love like hip hop culture and all of it, and especially like the dance part.
They put their heart into that dance.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
I danced a little bit when I was a teenager.
Okay, look at you,
So-
Axel. Yeah.
I did a little bit of everything in my life, like
As you should.
Yeah, I think that's the fun of it.
Exactly.
So I watched them and I was amazed, right? I was like, who are these people?
Yeah.
So I got into like the little like black hole of K-pop, and I started like watching all their music videos. I started watching also the little vlogs that they do about lifestyle, and I was like, these people are such hard workers.
Yeah,
Which is
very.
something that like maybe in the Western music industry nowadays is a little lacking. We see like people like Justin Bieber or Bruno Mars, which I love. A lot of times they just go on stage and they're like, yeah, I'm a star. So the fact of me being here is already like a big deal.
Yeah.
So I don't have to put any effort.
Like a show on.
Yeah, and when I watched that, I was like, wow. So I got very interested in K-pop. And from that, I started discovering like Korean culture and Korean food, which made me very curious.
The Korean food part will
Yeah.
make you go deep in the culture. Yes.
Yeah, I got very interested in the food.
Yeah.
So after a while, like I was obsessed with Japan my whole life, right? Anime, I'm a 90s
We all start
kid.
like that.
Yeah, I'm a
Yeah.
90s kid, so
Yeah.
Dragon Ball Z was
Oh my
huge
goodness,
for me.
yes. Yeah.
And
Pikachu,
yeah,
Inuyasha.
all of a sudden I forgot about Japan and I was obsessed with Korea. I was
Sounds
like, I have to go.
everybody's story. That's me too.
Yeah.
Used to be obsessed with anime and like Japan, and now I'm just kind of like,
Yeah, I
Korea.
feel like nowadays that's
Yeah.
happening quite a lot.
very much so.
Yeah,
Very much so.
and especially like with the K-drama as well, and like the huge plan, because I think the Korean government developed a plan for like put Korea in the map,
Yep.
and they
It's
definitely
working.
did. Yeah,
It's working.
They did a
very
great
well.
job.
Yes.
Because like when I was a kid, 20 years ago, no one knew.
When I was a kid 20 years ago.
No. When I was a kid, that was like 30 years ago.
The way you said it was like, it's been so long, guys.
Hey, I'm old, you know?
First of all, 35 is not that old.
Oh.
Okay? Let's not do that.
I really don't feel like that anymore. You
Yeah,
know?
after 25, you just get.
Especially after 30. That's when I
Oh.
noticed the big change, like in my body.
Yeah.
You know,
The
everything
knees
goes
start
downhill.
hurting. Clubbing is not a thing anymore because why?
Exactly. Well,
Yeah.
especially now that I have a Korean girlfriend, which
Oh.
we'll go about in a second.
We shall.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah. So I became obsessed with Korea. And then in 20 after the COVID, well,
20
actually when the COVID was finishing, because
Yeah.
I had to take I had to get the COVID passport or whatever the first time I came here, but I got fired from the job that I was currently at,
Yeah.
and I got a pretty good amount of money because they didn't notice me before.
Oh.
So, and like I was there with I was 32 at the time, so it was like 3 years ago. I got a good amount of money, and I was like, I feel that if I don't go now, I will never do it.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
So I just packed everything and I just,
Bye.
my plan was to do an Asian tour.
Yeah.
Starting with Korea.
Then you got stuck here.
Yeah, exactly. That's basically what happened.
The tour started and ended
Yeah,
here.
yeah. Especially because like my plan, I was about to do like a voluntary stuff.
Yeah.
Like, you remember Maeve, right?
Like the girl who came.
Yeah, yeah,
okay,
yeah.
okay. I was like, what?
Yeah.
Babe? Yes, I do.
I know
remember.
her.
Oh,
And
do
actually,
you?
yeah, we met during the volunteering stuff that she also
She
told you
talked
about.
yeah.
Yeah, exactly. So I was
Y'all.
one of the people in the
Yeah.
apartment.
Wow, that's life is very. This country is too small. First
a
of all,
circle.
and it's a circle. Yes.
Yeah, full
this country
circle.
is tiny as hell.
Yeah.
Wow, I never knew you guys.
Yeah,
knew each
exactly.
other.
So I was doing the same voluntary stuff as her.
Yeah.
But that was on my second month here. Because I booked the plane tickets before I had the clothes. Before I arranged the voluntary stuff. So I spent a full month staying at a hotel by myself.
Yeah.
And of course, money flew. Like,
Hotels are expensive.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. And I found a pretty good one, but even then, like, it's
So-
one full month.
Yeah,
you
yeah.
know? Of course, like eating outside because I didn't have a kitchen. So, and it's Seoul, right? It's crazy expensive.
Seoul is expensive.
Yeah.
Everywhere in Seoul is expensive.
Yeah, literally,
Yeah.
literally. When I stay in Busan, I stay in an apartment where I pay kind of like 30 euros per night on average.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, and it's a full apartment,
With a
super
kitchen and
nice.
everything?
Yeah, yeah,
Oh,
yeah.
wow,
Super
okay.
nice with kind
Not
of a lot
so.
of space.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Never Seoul, guys. Never
Yeah.
Seoul.
So yeah, that's the thing. My money, like, just
Bye.
yeah.
Yeah.
And then I also met my girlfriend.
Oh, in the first 2 months you met her.
Yeah.
Look at you.
Yeah. So the story was like I came to Seoul, right, by myself. But when I was in the plane, I met a girl. Actually, she was Spanish as well, who was coming here by herself as well. So we kind of like
you clicked.
became friends, and like I started doing things with her and another friend that she had here. And my plan was to go to Busan at some point, but I didn't know when.
Okay.
So I'm kind of like go with the flow. You know, I don't
you're
make
not a
plans.
planner.
No, not at all. Not at all. Not
He's
at
not
all.
a planner,
Yeah,
guys.
plans are not my thing.
Yeah. I plan everything.
Whenever I make plans, I
Yeah.
fuck them up. So
Oh.
I just decided to,
Just
no
don't
plans.
plan. Yeah, yeah.
Not at all. Because then there are no expectations and I don't become disappointed, you know?
That's facts.
Yeah.
I have high expectations and I'm always disappointed.
Right? Yeah, yeah. So
Always.
I just decided just go with the flow, right?
Understand.
So they told me, oh, we're going to Busan next week. And I was like, oh, okay, then I'll come with you guys. And prior to coming to Korea,
Yeah.
my cousin, who also loves Korea, and she kind of like introduced me to it a little bit as well. She told me about a language exchange app, which, like in practice, it's kind of like sogating. It's not really.
It's basically a dating app.
Yeah, I mean, they say, oh yeah, we're language exchange, but
No, you're not. You're dating.
I mean, kind of, right? But
But
in
only
the
one
end-
person is getting the exchange.
Yeah, exactly.
It's not back and
For
forth.
me, it really wasn't like language exchange. So
See.
prior to coming, I started talking with some people there, and one of them was my actual girlfriend.
Okay. Oh, wow. Okay.
Yeah, and like, of course, I knew that she lived in Busan. So as soon as I was there, I was like, hey, I'm in Busan. Do you want to meet?
Right.
And yeah, we met. We had a few dates. Things were like cool, and I was enjoying my time with her. I got very shocked because I
Yeah.
had like this image of Korean women being kind of like, I don't know, kind of like shy or submissive or,
Yeah, yeah.
kind of like the Asian women.
stereotype,
Yeah.
yeah.
And she completely broke that. I was super
Ooh.
shocked by her.
Yeah.
And then I went back to Seoul. And when I was in Seoul, I started realizing that I was missing her,
Oh,
you know?
someone's in love.
Yeah, it was very weird because I'm
Yeah.
not usually
That type of person to, like, fall in love fast.
Yeah,
Yeah,
exactly.
yeah.
I usually take a lot of time to like start developing feelings for someone,
Mm-hmm.
you know? So yeah, I was like, I miss her,
Yeah.
you know? And we started talking every day. I started calling her every day. And at some point, like the three magic words just came out of my mouth. You know, we were on the phone, we were laughing and whatever, and I was like, I love you, you know? And I was like,
Oh my God. You're like, oh.
yeah. And she was also very shocked. She was like, what? What did you just say? And I was
Yeah.
like, oh.
Girls always say that. They're like, huh?
Yeah.
We heard you. We want you to say it again.
Yeah, definitely. And so I was like, I have to like see what's going on. You
Yeah,
know,
what
I
can
need to.
develop.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah,
I need
yeah.
to see if like what I'm feeling is real. Like if I can, I don't know, develop a relationship here. And so after the voluntary stuff, I went back to Busan for a whole month.
Okay.
Yeah, and I was staying like super close by to where she lives. And we were practically living together for that full month.
Okay. Okay.
And yeah, you know, things happened. And
Uh-huh.
now I'm coming to Korea every 6 months at most. I came 4 times in the last 2 years. And yeah, I just go to Busan. I spend my whole time there with her.
Yeah.
Usually the 3 months that the visa allows me to stay here. And yeah, things are going forward, you know? Things are
Y'all,
moving forward.
Love can develop from a language exchange app. Was it
Yeah, 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 exactly. Exactly, me.
That damn app is notorious.
Right?
That is not a language exchange app.
Yeah.
Meef is a dating app.
For me, it wasn't really.
And it worked. I do have to say, there's a success story.
I mean,
'Cause
I did some language exchange,
Yeah.
of course, with.
who was helping who, though? Were you getting the language exchange?
No, the other ones. It's always in English. Because my
always
Korean is
English.
still very,
Yeah.
very bad. I'm basically like a baby. I
Yeah.
can point at stuff.
And be like, this is this, that, and that.
Sagwa, you know?
Banana.
Yeah, exactly. But I'm still very bad at it.
Oh, but see, that's why I don't do the language exchange. But it really worked to your benefit.
Yeah,
man.
yeah.
How was that like? Did you feel like when you were in the dating? I'm even calling it a dating app at this
Yeah,
point.
well, let's
When
just
you were in
how
the
it
app,
is. Uh-huh.
okay, did you feel like it was dating, or were you actually genuinely trying to learn Korean?
For me, it was mainly like I'm going to Korea by myself, so I want to make friends to be able to hang out
okay.
with,
Yeah,
and
yeah.
because I'm a very extroverted person, and I hate being by myself.
Understandable.
You know,
Yeah.
so I just wanted to meet people to do stuff with, to hang out, to grab beers, and of course, who could also teach me about Korea, about the culture, take me to places to eat stuff,
Yeah,
and
yeah. Like
so
explore Korea with someone,
yeah,
basically.
and I actually met a few people, and
Yeah.
made a few friends.
Yeah.
Which like here in Seoul, they took me places, and in that case, it was just language exchange and cultural exchange.
Yeah.
But
What-
I also had the dating aspect of it.
Facts.
Yeah.
What made like her different? Like what made your current girlfriend different?
Like in our first date, which for her it's not our first date.
Yeah.
Okay, but
it was just a meetup for her, right?
Yeah, exactly. The first time we met, but
Yeah.
I always tell her like you fell in love
Oh.
the moment you saw me, right?
Sparkles.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah.
Like
fireworks.
yeah, and she even told me like the first time I saw you, you looked so cool, and I was like, of course, girl.
It's me.
Look at my
Look at
thing.
me.
Look at what I have going on, right?
Yeah.
Not a lot of guys look like me, right?
I love the confidence. Y'all. I love it. Yeah.
So I wanted to buy like a few clothes. So we went to Shinsegae, like together. And I grabbed a few shirts and whatever. And when I was going into the fitting room, I said jokingly, "Are you coming with me?" Right? Just like a little joke.
Just banter.
I'm
Yeah.
Spanish, you
It's
know? So
banter.
like it's not a big deal.
Yeah. Yeah.
And she said, "Yeah."
She played into it.
Yeah, and that like shocked me so much. I was like, "What the fuck?"
I'm not gonna lie.
Oh, can
I
I
wouldn't
swear?
expect. No, of course you can.
Okay.
We're adults. I would not expect that either for her to play.
Right?
Because I think just like you were saying before, Asian women have a stereotype of being very like innocent, docile. So for her to play into that joke, I bet you were like,
Yeah.
"Hey, you the one."
Yeah.
Oh,
And
wow.
I mean, we had talked for like a few weeks before that. So I think she was just very comfortable with
Which
me,
is great.
you know?
Yeah, yeah.
And that's why she played into the joke.
Right into the joke, yeah.
And yeah, she came with me into the fitting room.
She's like, of course.
Yeah. I was so shocked by that, right?
Yeah,
so
yeah.
that made me super curious about her. I was like, I feel like she's different.
She's different, yeah.
She's very unique, which is what I always tell her, like whenever she asks me why I love her and stuff like that.
Oh my God.
The first thing is always like, she's super unique, you know?
That is so sweet. I want somebody to tell me I'm unique too. I'm fishing, okay? I'm trying. That's so sweet though.
Yeah.
Okay, so that was your first date. I feel like in Korea or in Korean dating culture, you never really ask somebody to be your girlfriend or your boyfriend. It just kind of naturally happens, and then you both assume, oh, we're dating. Did you actually ask her to be your girlfriend, or vice versa? Or
I think I did that at some point, but when I was back in Spain.
oh, okay. So
You
you
know?
made it official when you went back.
Yeah,
to
kind
Spain.
of.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do you know how she felt about that?
About me
was
asking
she-
her to be my girlfriend?
Yeah. Oh, was she already like?
I think she was
invo-
already like
Okay.
into like
Whatever
it
was
was
happening.
an unspoken thing. you
So
know?
for her, it's probably already exclusive.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
That I always wonder why in Korea nobody says the words. Do you want to be my girlfriend?
I don't think it happens in Spain either though.
It doesn't.
Yeah, we just assume like if you
Oh.
date someone for a few times
Yeah.
and things are looking kind of serious, you just assume that you're already exclusive, you know?
That's so interesting. So you don't really. That's so maybe because I'm American,
Uh-huh.
it's a little different. Because I feel like in America, unless you both say you're exclusive,
Mm-hmm.
one or both partners can. Both partners, what? One of both people in the couple
Uh-huh.
can still have like people they're seeing on the
Mm,
side because there's no talk of being exclusive. So I feel like in America, correct me if I'm wrong, you have to say like, hey, are we exclusive? Are we not? Is this a situationship?
Mm,
Are we a couple? But in Korea, my experience of dating, you just kind of go with the flow, and then a month later or a week later, you're boyfriend and girlfriend, but nobody
Yeah.
has said it.
I don't really know about that because this
Yeah.
is my only Korean dating
Oh.
experience.
I forgot. I forgot.
But
You,
yeah.
First Korean dating experience, and then you're not hitched yet, but you're like already set. Well,
Yeah,
I think
yeah.
you're
I
set.
mean
I
the
think you're set.
plans like we
it's
have
marriage right now,
yeah,
right?
Yeah. We're thinking about that. Yeah.
See, first date, real date, right?
Mm-hmm.
In Korea, and look at you, you're about to get a wife.
Yeah, that's crazy.
She's about to get a husband. That is so rare.
Yeah.
Look at you,
Yeah.
Axel, beating everybody to it. Some of us have been here for 8 years.
I just about like
Yeah.
finding the right person, I guess.
Maybe
don't
I
know.
need to stop planning.
I
Maybe
never
need
believed
to,
in
like,
that though.
Planning or
No, like
Oh.
the finding the right person thing, you know? Because like I've like
done stuff,
they
seen stuff.
Yeah, dated quite like I had my crazy years to put it in some way.
You're an adult. It's allowed.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And like all the friends around me, all my family, whenever I said like, because at some point I felt that I wasn't made for love. You know what I mean?
Wow. Okay.
I don't know. I was like meant for like have fun and but usually during my whole life like women didn't take me seriously.
Okay.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah.
So at some point I was like, I don't know, maybe that's not for me, you know? And everyone was always like, oh, that's until you find the right person
Yeah.
and blah, blah, blah. And I always said, maybe that's not what
just
will
never
happen.
gonna happen.
Yeah, maybe
Yeah.
not everyone is meant for that, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
But now I find
That's so
myself on the
sad.
other side. And
Now you found your one.
yeah,
Look at that.
it's crazy.
You really just never know like God's plan and what's gonna
Yeah,
happen in
yeah,
your life.
definitely.
You were like, I'll never get married. I'll never have a girlfriend. And look at him now.
Yeah,
2 years
yeah.
in, he's
Yeah.
found his one.
Yeah,
That's-
I'm making plans to move to Korea, you know,
Ooh, let's
changing
talk
my
about
whole
that.
life. Yeah.
So this technically for the last 2 years has been a long distance relationship,
Yeah.
right? With her living in Korea, you living in Barcelona, right? How has that been?
Hard. It's been very hard. Of course, I try to come as much as I can.
Yeah.
Like to keep the flame alive and like, because I think that a huge part of relationships is like being with each other.
Yeah, physically, yeah.
Yeah, exactly. But yeah, it's been very hard. Because of course, like, how to put it? She's a little bit jealous. Like there's some trust issues, or there have been some trust issues. So communication
So
is
important.
huge. Lots of communication, letting
Yeah.
each other know what we're doing, who are we
You're
doing it
chilling with,
with
yeah.
all the time.
Yeah.
Of course, nowadays with video calls, things are kind of easier
A lot
because
easier.
most of the time, whenever I'm in Spain, we are on video call.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I mean, it's hard. It's a very hard experience.
Yeah, I've done long distance before too, and it's definitely it's not for like the week. It's not for long distance is not for the week.
Yeah.
You really have to be committed. You really, and I think that's why it's working so well for you because you already have this thought that this woman is the one. So you're willing to put work. Even if she wants you to video call every day, you'll do it. Because I know some people would be like, oh, she's insecure, like she's this. But I believe like most women have gone through something in their life that has made them feel like they need a lot of reassurance.
Yeah, for
like
sure.
I have, my friends have, like some women just need way more reassurance than other women. And you're really giving her that, it seems. And you always coming here and stuff like that.
Yeah.
So it seems that's why it's made your relationship so strong with her.
Yeah.
You said you stayed in Korea for what, 3 months?
Yeah.
At first, right?
Uh-huh.
And then you went back to,
Yeah.
I keep wanting to say Spain, Barcelona. You went back to Barcelona.
Barcelona is
It's
Spain.
Spain.
But I mean,
I
we
should
have
be
the little
embarrassed.
thing with the independence.
Okay, because I was like, is it?
There's some political issues, but yeah, Barcelona is Spain.
Okay,
So
okay.
far, it
Okay.
is.
I'm going to say Barcelona though, because I don't
Okay,
want to
yeah,
step on
yeah.
anybody's toes. But what made you decide that you would do the long distance relationship? And how was that conversation with your girlfriend? If there was a conversation.
There wasn't really. Like after the
Okay.
month that I spent in Busan, that as I told you, like we were all the time together. We were kind of like living together, so it just felt natural. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And actually, the video call thing was my thing. Like she
Really?
wasn't really comfortable doing
The
video calls. Yeah.
Yeah.
But I felt that we had to. You know?
To be able to see each other
Yeah.
when you're talking.
As much as we could.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah. Whoever made video chat, yeah, you
Yeah,
ate. You
yeah,
ate with that
yeah.
one. Yeah. Oh, for sure. So you come every 6 months since then.
Kind of, yeah.
Or you try to come every
Yeah,
6
exactly.
months. How has that been? Like, is it something you look forward to? Is it something that sometimes it's a little hard to do? Like, how has that
no,
been for you?
most of the time I look forward to it, even though like the trip is kind of like tough because like 22 hours sometimes. Yeah, it's kind of a long trip.
That's a long
Now with T-Way, I'm starting to get like direct flights.
okay.
But until last year, that was kind of like not possible for some
Oh,
reason.
wow. Yeah.
So I was doing like stops in Dubai and like Qatar and stuff like that. So, and of course, I get to Seoul and then I get on the KTX and I go to Busan, which makes it
I forgot
longer.
about that part. She's not in Seoul. She's in Busan.
Yeah, exactly. So,
Oh my
and
goodness.
flying to Gimhae
Yeah.
straightly is more expensive. So I always try to just like,
Wait, so flying to Kimhae Busan Airport, right?
uh-huh.
It's too expensive, so you fly to Incheon, right?
Yeah, exactly.
Okay.
Yeah,
My
yeah,
train of
yeah,
thought was
yeah.
going right because a KTX ticket is maybe what 60,000 won, but
Yeah.
an airplane ticket can cost like 100 to 200 sometimes.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay, makes sense why you're
Yeah,
taking. The
I mean, I've
KTX.
been finding one-way tickets from Barcelona to Incheon for like, I don't know, 500 euros.
Oh wow. Okay.
And flying straightly to Gimhae most of the time is like 800, 900. So
Oh, that's a big difference.
yeah.
Okay, the KTX, and you've been in Korea so much, you know how to take the KTX.
Yeah.
By
But
yourself.
I have pretty much memorized the
Of
whole
course.
route and yeah.
Because you're here so often.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
I'm doing the Incheon, the railroad thing, the
Yeah.
express railroad
Yeah.
to go
There's
to.
so many.
Yeah.
The Mugunghwa, the KTX, like there's
Oh
just so
yeah.
many.
No,
different
I
ones.
did Mungogwa once and
Never
never
again.
again,
It's
because I don't
the-
have a butt and sitting for 6 hours
don't
like
have a
kills me.
butt.
Yeah.
It's like I'm a little flat.
Yeah,
So
pancake butt. Yeah, totally.
those seats are, yeah, they're also quite hard seats. I
Yeah,
would have to
yeah,
say. But since you are from Barcelona and
Uh-huh.
your girlfriend is Korean, there has to be some cultural differences that you
Ooh.
guys have had to solve during your 2-year relationship,
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
What are some cultural differences that you guys have had?
Like a lot of stuff is like because also I feel like Spanish culture and Korean culture are complete opposites.
Complete. Yeah,
Right?
yeah.
Like
From what I've heard about Spanish culture,
yeah,
it's
we are
very
known
different.
for being like lazy people.
Okay,
who
I didn't
like,
know that.
Yeah, like I mean, we love to like spend time with our loved ones, just like hanging out, grabbing some beers, enjoying like the good weather because of course Spain has great
Great
weather,
weather.
so most of the time we are outside.
Yeah.
And so like we are kind of known for being lazy people, very extroverted because like in
That I've heard.
Yeah.
Very extroverted.
yeah, in Spain, like whenever you get into an elevator and there's people in there, you say hi and maybe even small talk like,
Yeah.
hey, how you doing?
How's
oh,
your day?
I'm good.
Yeah,
Oh,
yeah.
the weather's nice.
Yeah.
Right?
Small talk.
Yeah, yeah, we do that quite a lot, which here I used to do that all the time. And I got a lot of
Yeah.
like stares of like,
Like,
is
what's
this
wrong
guy-
with you?
Yeah, is this guy crazy? Why is he talking to me, right?
Exactly. Yeah.
So, but a lot of things or that I felt a lot of difference. It's like things that for me are kind of like jokes, and she used to take them because now, of course, like we are adapting to each other as,
Yeah.
as time goes by. So we are starting to understand each other and know how our brains work or our minds work. But a lot of things that were like just like light jokes for me, she took them super seriously,
Okay.
you know, and like even sometimes they became arguments just for
Oh.
something that I said jokingly,
Yeah, yeah.
and in a very not serious way.
Yeah.
But like
She
took,
thinks it's like serious.
yeah, that's a huge cultural thing, I
Yeah.
feel, because as I said, and in Spain we are very carefree, you know, and
Just chill.
yeah, and
Yeah.
our jokes are also like sometimes, like I understand that now, but like I don't know, and this is not even a joke, but we had a small fight once because we were watching something together, and I said, "Oh, the main actress, she's very pretty," right?
That turned into a fight?
Not a fight, but a little bit of an argument, you know, because like she felt hurt about that, you know, about me calling someone else pretty.
Another girl.
Yeah, another. But I also do that with men, right? Whenever I'm watching whatever, if one of the characters is attractive, or even
say
in
it.
the street,
Yeah.
if I see an attractive guy, I say,
say,
"Oh, that guy is very attractive,"
Attractive,
you
yeah,
know.
yeah.
Or even here, like a lot of the times, I tell them like, "Oh, you're very handsome." But at the time, she didn't know that. She thought that I was just saying it about the girl.
And like disrespecting her by saying
Yeah,
it.
exactly.
Okay.
And
yeah.
that's also a big cultural difference because
Yeah.
in Spain, there's no problem with that.
It doesn't matter. Yeah. Even in America, it doesn't
It's
matter.
someone in the TV, right? So it's like
Yeah.
whatever.
Yeah.
I'm
You're
not,
never going to meet them. They're never going to meet
I'm
you.
not. Yeah, exactly. I'm
Yeah.
not gonna date her.
Yeah.
You know, it's just
Yeah.
someone on the TV, and of
It's a
course,
compliment.
yeah,
We
like
see it as a compliment.
appreciating beauty, right?
As it should be. Yeah.
Yeah, I like that quite a lot.
Mm-hmm.
I also love art. So as I told her, for me, just like saying, if I see a beautiful painting, I'll just say, oh, it's beautiful.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
So with women or men, with people in general, I do quite the same, right?
Yeah.
But at the time, she didn't know
Didn't
that.
understand,
So
yeah.
I think that also was a big cultural thing.
Yeah, I understand that one.
Yeah.
Because when I was dating, like the Korean men that I've dated,
Mm-hmm.
I don't think I ever complimented men in front of them.
Mm-hmm.
And not even like going up to a man and being like, oh my God, you're so good looking. But I would never be like, oh my God, he's so handsome. I would never say it out loud. I would just keep it to myself. But when it comes to like, when I date like, let's say an American, there's that banter all the time. I'll be
Yeah.
like, oh my gosh, she's hot. And my man will be like, yeah, she's hot.
Yeah.
And I wouldn't be like, why do you think she's hot? It would just be like, she is hot.
Yeah,
you know
exactly.
what I mean? It is a very big cultural difference. But I'm glad she understands that.
Yeah, yeah.
So it's not like a,
Yeah.
and I'm pretty sure she finds other people attractive.
Of course, and
It's
nowadays
normal.
we both say, "Oh, this guy is very attractive.
Yeah.
She's very pretty." You know.
I love when a relationship gets to that
Yeah,
point where you
yeah.
can both be like, oh, she's cute, or
Yeah.
oh, he's handsome together.
Yeah.
It's just like such a nice comfort zone to be in
yeah,
together.
I think it is.
That's so nice.
Yeah.
Apart from that, is there any other like thing culturally that was
Clubbing. Clubbing, yeah,
heard
definitely,
stories.
definitely,
Yeah.
huge cultural thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, because in Spain, it's very common to just like boys' night out, right?
very, yeah.
I hang out with my friends, we get dinner, we get a few drinks, and then we go clubbing just for fun.
Yeah.
Right?
Just to
Just-
dance, drink with your friends, and
Yeah,
then go home.
have a nice time, have a few laughs, and then you just go home like that. And we are not trying to
Touch anybody.
Yeah.
Look at anybody.
we are not trying to hunt, as they say here, you know, look
Hunting.
for hookups or whatever. It's
yeah.
just like boys' night out. We're having fun and like that. But here,
Completely different.
yeah,
Very
and
different.
I learned that the hard way.
Hey, babe, boys' night out today.
Yeah. I was like, I'm gonna go clubbing a little while, and she was like, "What? You're gonna do what?" And I was like,
Oh, no.
I'm just going to the club.
the club.
You know, with my friends." She was like, No.
Yeah. Not in Korea.
No. In Korea, if you go out to a club, it means you're looking for one night stands.
That is how they see it.
And I was like, but it's not like that for me, you know?
But for her experience, it's always been like that.
Yeah.
So it's going to be hard for her to put you in her shoes.
Oh, no. I just
Her in your
stopped
shoes?
clubbing.
Oh.
Yeah.
So you just don't go anymore?
Yeah, I don't
Oh,
really
no.
need it
Oh.
anymore. You know, also my friends in Spain are starting to be dads, so like we don't do
Clubbing
that.
is not really something you look for.
Yeah, the only thing like as I like we are kind of like reaching a middle ground there because a few months ago my cousin, my little cousin, she had her birthday
Yeah.
and she wanted to like have dinner with all the cousins and then go clubbing
Clubbing.
for a little bit, which I didn't. But the thing is, like, I told her like, if I go clubbing nowadays, if clubbing for me is something that happens like once a year, twice a year at most.
Yeah, the older you get.
So like, I don't really need it anymore. you know?
That is a very huge cultural
Yeah,
difference from
yeah.
what I've seen. But I definitely understand her because in Korea, men do seem to go to the club to look for hookups, to look for hunting, just like you were talking about. While as in the West, I think the whole boys night out, like we're just chilling in the club is a very common thing to see.
Yeah.
It's very common. But in Korea, it does not work like that in this country.
I learned that.
Yeah.
I learned
As
that.
a female who goes to the club, you get eyes as soon as you get in the club. There's like that discomfort. As soon as you get in a club in Korea, you're like, I'm being watched. Kind of like that.
That's pretty much everywhere, right? I guess.
I feel like I feel it less in America. I feel like in America, do I feel it in Kenya when I go? Even in Kenya, I feel like a little less. Because I'm Kenyan, but I'm also American. So in Kenya and America, when I go to the club, I feel like there's not a lot of people looking at me to want to come up and talk to me.
Okay.
There's a lot more people just dancing, enjoying the club,
Yeah.
just drinking with their friends. While in Korea, I feel like when I go in a club, immediately you see people
Oh.
and just like turn and look.
Oh.
And you just feel like you're about to get hunted.
Yeah.
You feel like an antelope around a bunch of lions.
Oh my
it's
God.
that vibe. And
Wow.
I don't really go clubbing in Korea anymore. But when I do go clubbing, it's a girls' night out. But Korean men sometimes don't understand that either. Like
Yeah.
the Korean guys only one understood. The Korean guys I've dated also had the same problem with like, what do you mean you're going clubbing with your girls? And it's like, because I'm going clubbing with my girls.
Yeah.
I'm going to dance.
Just have fun.
I'm going to have fun. But the culture is so different.
Yeah.
I feel bad for you though that you don't go. Have you ever gone with her?
Oh no.
Why don't you go with her?
She's not that kind of girl.
Is she like an introvert?
Yeah.
Introverts don't go to the club.
INTP.
Oh, she's staying home.
Yeah, and
She's like,
I'm
"Homebody."
ENFP. So of
You
course.
want to be in the club.
Yeah,
She
exactly.
doesn't want-
Exactly. I'm all about like, yeah, let's go out, let's have fun.
You're opposite.
Yeah.
Oh my! But it's working. They say opposites attract.
Yeah.
They do have to
And
say.
actually, I always said that one of the reasons that made me fall in love with her
Yeah.
and like want to be in this relationship very seriously is that she balances me out. I think we balance each other out.
yeah.
Like since we started the relationship, I think I helped her. Please don't kill me, baby. Connect with her emotions and be able to talk about her emotions way better and communicate them to me instead of just like being in her own
Holding
world.
it in. Yeah.
And she on the other side, she helps me balance like. She helps me be more serious about my life, you know?
Wow, that's a big thing.
Yeah, definitely. Because I've always been like, oh, there's no tomorrow, you know?
YOLO.
Yeah, there's no tomorrow, so I don't need savings. I'll just do whatever I want,
no.
whenever I want, and
Yeah.
be happy about
I
it.
bet she was like, "What's wrong with this man?"
Yeah. I feel like, you know, I'm a kite. And she's kind of like the...
She's like, let me
yeah,
run him back a
yeah,
little bit. Yeah.
yeah. She keeps me on the
Grounded.
ground. Yeah,
Yeah, girl, keep it
and that's
grounded.
great.
Yeah.
That's great for me because
Definitely.
yeah, for me
You have a
it's
long
just
life
so
to
easy
live.
to fly away.
No,
with
you have
the
a
wind.
long life to live.
Yeah.
You have a lot of plans that you can plan. Talking about planning. You have a lot of things that you can plan.
Yeah.
That's really good. You guys do seem to like definitely balance
Yeah,
each
yeah.
other out. In the relationship, I'm pretty sure obviously like there's cultural differences, but I think there's also definitely those moments where you're like, oh my God, I really love this about your culture and vice versa.
Yeah.
Right? Is there something about Korean culture while you were dating your girlfriend that you really wanted to not adapt, what is it? Not take, what's the word that I'm looking at? Assimilate to. Like something you were like, oh, I love that Korea does this, but Barcelona doesn't do this. Tough question.
Not really, because I have a very strong sense of identity.
Damn.
Which is also something that we clashed about
I
a
bet.
few times. Like,
Yeah.
I'm very opinionated, and I have a
Don't change that.
Yeah, and I have a very strong sense of identity.
Would you say you're stubborn?
Yeah,
Change that.
definitely.
Okay, change.
Super stubborn.
Are you a Taurus?
Huh?
Are you a Taurus?
No, I'm
okay.
Pisces.
Oh, I don't know what that is. I only know what a Taurus is because I'm a Taurus.
Apparently, my mom loves astrology. Apparently, Pisces is like very deep and emotional person,
Yeah,
which I feel kind of identified with. I don't
Yeah.
believe in astrology, but if
I don't either, but apparently Tauruses, we're like the bull, so we're stubborn.
my
That's why I
girlfriend is a
assume.
Taurus, and she's very stubborn as well.
Yeah, we're
Which,
very
of
stubborn.
course, two stubborn people.
Oh my goodness, two stubborn people being in a relationship is like the worst thing ever.
Yeah.
The worst thing ever.
Yeah, but of course, like we love each other, so we learn how to
To back
balance
down,
things
yeah.
out and just like back down sometimes, you know.
Yeah.
So yeah, for the last 2 years, I've been learning how to be less stubborn. Yeah,
That's
a lot of work.
It's so much work. But the older you get, the more you just understand certain things are not worth being stubborn for.
Yeah,
Like
definitely.
you would just let it go because you're
Definitely.
just like, does this help my future? No, it doesn't. You're just definitely gonna let it go. You said you're planning to come and live in Korea now because I'm guessing because you want to live with her.
Yeah, of course.
Create a future with her, right? How are those plans going?
So far, it's still kind of hard because when it comes to the visa stuff, of course, until we get married,
Yeah.
like I only have the tourist visa option
Right.
because I can't do working holiday because I'm 35. And I think,
You have to be under 35.
yeah, I think you're only allowed to get it until 30, kind of like that.
Oh wow! I never knew that.
Yeah.
Okay.
Like immigration rules in Korea are kind of like
Very
tough.
strong,
Yeah. So the other option would be a working visa, of course, but I don't want to work for a Korean company. Like,
I feel you.
yeah, Asian work culture,
It's tough.
and I'm Spanish.
You want to be free, but they
Yeah,
don't want
exactly.
you to be free.
I want to be able to enjoy my free time, you know, and like, of course, when I'm working, I try to work hard.
Yeah.
But the rest of the time, I don't want to think about work, and like, so I don't want to work for a Korean company. So, and that's why I started studying again. The cybersecurity thing that we were talking about, because my plan is to get the nomads visa, which is kind of like a new thing.
A nomad's visa.
Yeah, digital nomad.
Oh yeah. There's
they
been
released
two
it-
guests in this podcast who've actually.
Yeah, they
won.
released it kind of like a year ago or two. I don't know. It's kind
Yeah.
of new.
Yeah.
And you have to, from what I read, you have to earn at least $2,400 a month, and you have to be able to prove it to get that digital nomad visa. So right now I'm not able to get it yet,
Yeah.
but with cybersecurity, I think that being able to work for a European or American company
Would help a lot.
remotely,
Yeah.
yeah, I think that's the plan.
That is the best option right now.
Yeah.
It seems. Yeah.
I think that until we get married, I think that's the plan.
Have you thought of maybe vice versa? She goes to Barcelona, or is that not really an option?
I mean, I've been trying to get her to come.
Oh, she's never been even.
No,
once.
no.
why
She's never been
not?
to Barcelona.
Is she scared or?
No. The main issue is that she runs an English academy.
Oh, that's hard.
Yeah, and
Okay.
it's by herself.
Oh,
So
that's
she doesn't get many holidays, you know?
yeah, when you own something or run something,
Yeah, and especially with how competitive the schooling system is here.
Mm-hmm,
Like from what she told me, like if she closes the academy for too long,
those
a lot of
customers
parents,
gone.
yeah,
Yeah,
a lot of
completely
parents
gone.
will just take their kids and
Yeah.
leave.
Oh no, yeah,
So
that's
yeah,
hard.
that's kind of hard because I also understand that like with such a long trip going to Europe for just to be able to be there for like 8 days, 10 days, it's not that worth, you know.
Yeah, you're not even really going to experience
Yeah, exactly.
the culture or the country as well.
Between the jet lag, yeah,
So take those 3 days off, and then after that, you have like such few days.
yeah.
And meeting your family, like
Mm-hmm.
all these talking about meeting your family. How has your family reacted to you having a Korean girlfriend?
Oh, they
don't care, do they?
yeah, they couldn't care less. You know, they are just happy that I'm happy.
Of course.
And like, yeah, everything's fine. We
Yeah.
love her already. They never
Whoever
met
she
her.
is, we love her.
They never met her, and they're yeah, we love her. Tell her that we love her.
Yeah.
Give her a hug. Give her
Yeah.
kisses on our behalf. You know, yeah, that's Spanish culture.
Finally, our son will settle down.
Yeah, exactly. They're just happy that I'm in a serious relationship.
Fine,
you
they're
know?
like finally.
Yeah, yeah.
What about vice versa? How do your girlfriend's parents feel about their future, probably their future son-in-law,
Yeah.
being a foreigner?
That's crazy.
Of course. Why is it crazy?
The first time
Yeah,
they saw me,
you've met them.
yeah.
Oh, tell us about
Yeah,
that.
first time was by chance, right? I told you that when I stay in Busan, I stay the apartment
her?
building is very close to where she
Yeah,
lives.
near
She
her.
lives with her father, and one day I was just going with her to her apartment to pick some stuff, or I don't really remember the reason, and we were holding hands because I'm a very touchy
Oh my
person,
God.
right? I love one of my love languages is
Physical
like
touch.
physical touch.
Yeah.
So
I'm only imagining the dad right now.
it's crazy, really. Like we were holding hands, we were just walking, and all of a sudden she just like throws my hand away.
Ew!
And I was like, what's going on?
Yeah.
And because there was this old Korean man coming close.
Yeah.
And of course, for me, he was just another
Korean person,
haraboji,
yeah,
right?
yeah.
Another like Korean man.
Yeah.
Like I don't really care. And she wears glasses and she was not wearing them. So she didn't
Oh,
realize who he
snap.
was until he was
got
super
close.
close. And he was talking on the phone, and like he saw her just like doing this, and she said something to him, which with my very basic Korean, I only understood the word apa, and I was like, oh fuck, it's her father.
Show daddy.
And I was like, because my plan was like, whenever I meet him, I will do the full
Wear a
안녕하세요.
suit.
Yeah, wear a
Look
suit.
nice.
Full 안녕하세요, you know. 만나서 반갑습니다.
You've been practicing for this day.
The whole thing, right? But
Yeah.
I was wearing sweatpants
Oh.
with like a shirt, very open shirt, which showed all my tattoos, you
Oh
know.
my god, not the tattoo.
Yeah. So he was like, he looked at me like, who the fuck is this guy with my girl? He did one of those.
Oh no.
And he just froze on the spot, not even talking to whoever was on the
Yeah.
other side of the phone.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh, what do I do? She just left. And I was like, oh fuck. Her father was looking at me. And I was like, oh, okay. I just froze. And my brain just like blocked completely.
Yeah.
And not even a single word came out of it. And I was like, okay. And I just ran after her, you know? And I was like, oh my God, I wanted to make a great
There was
first.
no hi.
No, nothing. Just like he froze on the spot. He looked at me like he wanted to kill me. Like, who the fuck is this guy? And
Oh my God.
I blocked. I didn't say anything. I just ran after her with like a very girly run, kind of like.
He's probably like, what was that?
And he was literally, because I looked back
Yeah.
when we were a few meters away,
Yeah.
and he was still frozen on the
Just
spot,
looking-
at me, just like so shocked. The poor man was so
Oh
shocked.
my goodness.
You know?
Yeah.
And yeah, I wanted to make a first great impression, and I made probably the worst.
Probably the worst.
Yeah.
Probably the worst.
Yeah, so apparently as soon as he got home, he was like, who is this guy?
Yeah.
What did he study? What's
Of
his
course.
work? What did his parents study?
Oh, of course. Oh, of course. What country is he from?
Yeah, exactly.
They might as well ask what GPA he had in school at that point. Yeah.
And at that time, I didn't even have a job.
Oh, Lord.
So he was
Axel.
like, break up with him, right? Like, I don't want to know anything about this guy.
Oh, my goodness.
Yeah, but of course, with time, he realized that I keep insisting, I keep coming back, and this time, because like we had no relationship, nothing. I mean, whenever I come, I try to bring him like little gifts,
yeah.
like food from Spain,
That's
stuff
really
like.
sweet.
Yeah, I'm
Yeah.
trying, But this time, he had a small crash with a car,
Oh, no.
and nothing serious.
Oh, okay.
But until the insurance company figured out some stuff, he was staying in a hospital, which apparently is a very Korean thing.
Yeah.
But I didn't know when she told me. She was like, "Oh, my father had a crash, a car crash."
Yeah.
And I was like, "Oh my God, let's go see him," And apparently, when we went there, of course, I stayed out of the room, and I told her like, "Tell your father that I'm here,
Yeah,
and if
yeah.
he's cool with me going in, right?" And he said, "Yeah." So I just went in,
Yeah.
and we talked a little bit, kind of like talking, because
Yeah.
of course my Korean is
It's
super
still-
bad,
yeah.
and his father doesn't speak that much English either. So it was kind of like a weird conversation with like
Probably a lot of.
hand signs. Yeah, he
Yeah.
threw a few jokes.
Yeah.
I even
Aw.
said thank you for joking.
Yeah.
He said, "Hey, 농담이지," and I was like, "Oh, 감사합니다." Super awkward
Yeah.
for me.
Yeah.
But she told him
Yeah.
that I wanted to go see him, right? And he thought that was very sweet.
That's a big thing, yeah.
And yeah, he just said, "Oh, if you guys love each other so much, then get married as soon as possible." So now it looks like he's in a phase of acceptance,
Yeah.
kind of. Like he's not in denial anymore. He's kind of like starting to
He's
accept.
warming up to you.
Yeah, a little
Yeah.
bit.
That is so sweet. I mean, the first meeting was terrible.
Oh, it was crazy.
I don't even know what I would have done
It
if I was in your
crazy.
shoes.
It was crazy, really.
Oh my goodness. And wait, what happened when did she tell you, "Oh, that was my dad," or
No. Well,
she
I mean, probably she did.
yeah.
But
you didn't register.
I think I was like the first one to say, "That was your dad, right?" And she was like, "Yeah, I just told him that we'll see each other later."
At home, yeah.
And I was like, "Yeah, but I was just standing
That's
there."
a big deal.
Yeah. I was just standing there like a dumbass without saying anything,
Yeah.
kind of like frozen in the
Frozen.
spot. Like, what do I do now? Oh, yeah.
Oh, I think that's probably one of the worst first meeting of your in-laws, your future in-laws I've ever heard.
Definitely.
But I do have to
Especially
say-
with Korean culture, right?
Oh my god! And the way they're so strict about like the first meeting, because you're basically asking for his daughter's hand in marriage in that first meeting. At your first meeting, you had sweatpants on, your tattoos were showing, you were not ready.
Yeah.
You were unemployed at the time. So he's probably like, "So how are you going to provide for my daughter?"
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. So do you feel like you being a foreigner was not the biggest deal? Like you being unemployed was the biggest deal to him, or was it just everything?
It was the whole pack.
It was everything.
Yeah. I mean,
Uh-huh.
like my image on the first impression, he was already like, where the hell did this guy come from?
Yeah.
Where did he get out of,
Yeah.
Like, especially as well with the Korean perception of tattoos. At least for like old people, I
It's
know
very
that
different.
nowadays with young people it's changing quite a lot, but of course, like, he's an old man.
Yeah.
Not super old, but
Still older. He's
yeah,
from an older generation than
so
us. Yeah.
the tattoos were huge for him, and like he's Spanish.
He's not even one of the big countries. America.
Yeah, exactly.
He's not America.
Spanish.
He's not Canadian.
He's not
He's not from like France
or the
Britain,
UK,
because those are more coveted
Yeah,
countries to have
yeah.
as like in-laws.
No, like
Yeah.
Spanish.
He's like Where's Spain?
He's short.
No.
Apparently, he even mentioned that I'm ugly, which,
He's just trying to deter her
Yeah,
at this
yeah.
point. It's like, don't do
yeah,
it.
like this guy, no, he's a no.
It's like, I don't want him, okay?
Yeah, because
Jeez.
apparently, and this is like expectations, right?
Yeah.
She always stays at home. But when I went there, she started not sleeping at home.
So now he's like,
and getting flowers and stuff. And his father was like, oh, I'm sure he's dating like
a Korean
a
man.
fine Korean man, a lawyer, a doctor,
He's treating her amazing. The flowers, definitely a Korean
Yeah,
boy.
and then-
on the street, who the hell is that foreigner next to you?
Who is this guy?
The tattoos.
Short,
Spanish.
ugly. What the?
Short and ugly is crazy. I wish like one day you guys will be close enough to laugh about this. Because
Yeah.
it's pretty funny.
I mean, after
Like-
the hospital visit,
Yeah.
apparently he said that he doesn't think that I'm ugly anymore.
Because you're not.
Hey, small
I'll-
wins.
Listen,
I'll
as
take
soon
it.
as I marry her, if I was you, I would be on the mic like, yeah, so apparently you thought I was ugly. Then I'd be like, dum 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 dum. So I would be like, oh, he does sound like he cares a lot more about his daughter's
Yeah,
feelings for
definitely.
sure. Because there's some families who will just be like, you can't see him. It doesn't matter. But for him to be like, you know what? You love him. He seems to love you. It is what it is.
Yeah.
Marry her as soon. Get her out of my house as soon as possible.
Yeah, no, but like, yeah, and also like she's like, I don't give a fuck about what my father says.
Yeah, yeah.
Which for me it was a big thing getting into a relationship at the beginning because
Yeah.
I was like, if you don't care, then I don't have to care either.
Yeah.
But of course, I'm a people pleaser. I like people to like me, and I want everyone to like me. So when someone doesn't like me, it's a big
hurts.
deal for
Yeah.
me,
Yeah.
especially if it's my father-in-law, right? So I'm willing to put all the effort that I have to make him like me.
And he does now.
Apparently, little by little, I don't know
It's
how
getting there.
much he
Yeah.
likes me, but he's assuming
Yeah.
that at least right now that's what's going on with his daughter, and yeah.
I mean, I feel like as long as she's happy, the father is gonna be okay with it.
Yeah.
Because for a lot of fathers, as long as their daughter is happy, good fathers, as long as their daughter is happy, they're okay with.
Yeah, I also think that. I think
Oh.
that he's cool with me because of
Yeah.
that.
That was a crazy story.
Yeah.
That was a crazy story,
Yeah.
guys. What's some advice that you would give people who are currently doing a long distance relationship?
As I said, communication super important. Like, not just like talking. I mean, like expressing your feelings, expressing your insecurities, like whatever it's going on in your head. Like, oh, I don't know, you didn't text me yesterday, and that bothered me. Just tell the other person, like, let the other person know how you feel at
Yeah.
all times, especially the bad parts. Like, as I said, video calls are great.
Yeah.
They are a great tool to stay in touch and to keep the flame alive. And like, but yeah, I think for me, the main thing is communication, really.
Yeah.
I think it's so big.
Because I feel like communication builds reassurance for both parties. Where if you're communicating with someone, they know you're interested in them. And I feel like a lot of people feel like, communicating every day is a hassle, like it feels like a job. But if you truly like someone, I believe you want to talk to them every single day. You're going to want to tell them the small little details of things that happened in your day.
Yeah.
Correct me if I'm wrong. In a long distance relationship, I feel like you feel like that, like times 10, because you can't be there with
Yeah,
that
exactly.
person. So you have to tell them like all these details to like make them imagine of what, like how your day was and all these things.
And
Yeah.
don't like, you can never do this, right? But in a long distance relationship, even less, like taking the relationship for granted. You have to put the effort, even if
Yeah.
you don't feel like my girlfriend, she wants me whenever I'm out, like in a family gathering or stuff like that. She always asks me to take pictures of the day and send them to her.
That's so cute.
Yeah, it's very
Yeah.
cute. But like I'm not the kind of person, whenever I'm doing anything, I'm not the kind of person that I'm on my phone. I don't take pictures, like I'm living the moment, right?
Yeah,
So
yeah.
I'm away from my phone, I'm not paying attention to it. So for me, it's, as you said, it's kind of like a hustle. It's kind of like an effort to take the pictures, to
Yeah.
to even think about, oh, I'm going to take the picture, right?
Yeah.
And whenever we talked about this issue, she told me, and that then I understood why she was asking me, because I was like, kind of like, do you not trust me? But it's because when I do that, she feels like she's there with me.
She's part of your
right?
day.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like that's because girl, whoever your girlfriend is, I'm feeling you right now. Okay, I feel us. I think we'll be great friends, first of all, because that's me too. Like when I'm dating, I want you to take pictures, send them to me, because I want to feel like I was part of your day, and it seems like that's with her too.
Yeah.
So that's so cute. Girl, I feel you.
Yeah.
I understand.
Yeah,
you.
and now I understand as well.
Yeah. That's why it's been 2 years.
I keep forgetting about it.
Yell at him some more, actually. I don't think he's understood it.
I keep forgetting about it, but I understand.
You're getting better
the
at
reason.
it.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
you
And
get
I try as much as I can.
Yeah.
You know.
It's hard. I think both parties it's hard because you've never had to do this before. She's never had to do this before. So it's like coming together like little newborn babies, learning new things.
yeah.
You know what I mean? But I think, listen, I'm excited for the wedding. Please invite me, girl. I'm super excited for the wedding. The love story is adorable. I'm so
thank
excited
you.
for you guys.
Thank
I
you.
can't wait for you to come and just live in Korea.
Yeah.
And live in Busan of all places. Not even
Yeah.
Seoul. Busan.
Yeah.
That's such a beautiful place to live.
Yeah, I love Busan.
I'm so excited for you to just live there, be with her, like start your life in Korea.
Thank you.
And if this podcast is alive 2, maybe even 1 year from now, come back and update us.
Yeah, for
on
sure,
what's
for
happened.
sure, for
'Cause
sure.
I'm so excited for you guys. I love love. I'm so excited for you, girl. If you're ever interested, you don't even have to be on camera. Okay, we can put a seat over there.
Oh.
But you can always come because I know you said she's like a homebody.
Yeah,
so some
yeah,
people
yeah,
don't
yeah.
like cameras
Yeah,
in their face.
she's
but
one
if
of
you
those,
if you ever
definitely.
want to come and tell your story, if she wants to come and tell a story,
Uh-huh.
she's welcome.
Okay.
You guys can even do a duo where she sits there, you sit here.
Okay.
Y'all talk.
Okay. Oh,
That would be great.
That would be super fun, actually.
Listen, I just love couples. I love love. And I'm so happy that you guys are doing it. You found like a new purpose in your life. She's helping you find purpose in your
Definitely,
life. You're not team
definitely.
YOLO anymore.
Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah.
plan your life a little bit more, Axel. Okay,
I'm trying. I'm trying.
He's trying. But are you okay with us ending the episode here?
Yeah, for sure.
But anyways, guys, that was another episode of Korea Unfiltered with Axel. The love story, guys. The love. I'll leave all his information down below if you guys are curious to see how his story and his life develops.
Yeah.
Don't forget to like, subscribe, and share with your friends. Also, give us 5 stars on all the podcasting platforms so we can get up in the algorithm. Whoo, child, that was a lot. that was just a mouthful. But thank you, Axel, for coming on the show.
Thank you for the chance.
Hopefully, we'll see you another day.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
It was a lot of fun.
I like updates,
Thank you for inviting me.
Oh, thank you so much for coming. You guys don't know this, but this almost didn't happen because he's leaving to
Oh,
go
yeah,
back
yeah,
to
yeah.
Barcelona
Yeah.
soon. So I'm so happy you came.
Yeah.
Like, really, thank you for coming.
Yeah, I was really looking forward to it, and so I was willing to make any efforts, even just leave my boss hanging for a while
He'll be aight.
to make it happen.
He'll be okay.
Yeah.
But anyways, guys, that's it for today, and I'll see you guys on the next episode.
Bye-bye.
Bye, guys.